Hey there, folks, settle in, because I've got a story that'll make your jaw drop. A real-life saga from a quiet little corner of Maple Lane, right here in Springfield, Ohio, where a guy named Jack Harper thought he'd found his slice of the American dream, only to end up in a neighborhood showdown that'd give any Hollywood drama a run for its money. Picture this: a cozy farmhouse, big OL yard, kids laughing, dog chasing its tail. Jack's dream home, his sanctuary after years of grinding away in the city, saving every penny to get out of the rat race. But before he could even unpack the last moving box, his peaceful haven turned into a battleground, all because some folks thought his lawn was their highway. Jack's a regular guy, devoted dad, works IT, loves his wife, Emily, and their two kids, Mia and Ethan, plus their goofy golden retriever, Buddy, who's the fifth family member. After years of dreaming, they snagged this charming farmhouse on a corner lot in Springfield, a place where the streets hum with small-town charm, kids ride bikes, and neighbors wave from their porches. The house was perfect, with a sprawling yard that Jack envisioned as a playground for his kids, a spot for summer barbecues, maybe even a little vegetable garden for Emily. The only quirk? No fence. The previous owners loved the open vibe, said it made the place feel like part of the neighborhood's postcard skyline. Jack didn't think much of it at first. He was too busy planting flowers, firing up the grill, watching Buddy roll in the grass, thinking, man, this is it, this is home. Then the city dropped a bombshell, a massive road project on Springfield's main drag, Lincoln Avenue, just a block away. Overnight, Jack's quiet corner became a shortcut for every impatient driver dodging traffic. Cars started cutting through his yard like it was a public road, tearing up the grass, leaving ruts deep enough to trip over. The noise, honking, tires screeching, shattered the peace. One morning, Jack's heart nearly stopped when a pickup truck barreled through, missing Buddy by inches as he chased a squirrel. That was it. Jack was done. He threw up some polite signs, big, bold letters saying, "Please respect our property." Figured people would get the hint. Spoiler, they didn't. If anything, it got worse. Drivers ignored the signs, some even tossed them into the ditch, acting like Jack's lawn was community property. Enter Linda Walsh, the neighborhood's self-appointed queen bee, rolling up in her shiny silver SUV, always with a coffee cup in hand and a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Linda wasn't just a neighbor, she was the head of the local HOA, the kind of person who'd knock on your door to complain about your mailbox color. She marched up to Jack's porch one evening, all fake charm, and said, "Jack, honey, that yard of yours has always been a shortcut. It's practically tradition. Those signs, they're stirring up bad vibes." Jack, trying to keep the peace, explained the damage, the danger to his kids, but Linda just waved him off. "You're new here," she said, voice dripping with condescension. "You'll learn how we do things." That night, Jack couldn't sleep, replaying her words, feeling his dream home slip away. Things escalated fast. Linda rallied her posse, a group of neighbors who'd nod along to anything she said. They started grumbling by Jack's driveway, loud enough for him to hear, calling him an outsider, a city slicker trying to ruin their way of life. Anonymous notes showed up in his mailbox, scratchy handwriting saying, "Take down the signs, or else." Drivers revved their engines as they passed, honking at midnight just to mess with him. Jack felt like he was living in a war zone, his kids too scared to play outside, Emily jumping at every noise. Linda took it up a notch, hosting a community meeting at the park, where she played the victim card, claiming Jack's signs were dividing the neighborhood and endangering kids who'd have to walk farther to school. She even started a petition, "Save our shortcut," and got half the block to sign it without reading the fine print. Jack wasn't backing down. This wasn't just about his yard, Anna Maria, it was about his family, his rights, his sanity. He hired a crew to build a sturdy 6-foot fence, nothing fancy, just enough to say, "This is mine." He also installed security cameras, the kind with night vision, covering every angle. When Linda got wind of the fence, she lost it. She called an emergency meeting in her backyard, ranting to her loyal followers about Jack's fortress ruining the neighborhood's charm. Some suggested filing complaints with the city. Others whispered about taking matters into their own hands. Sure enough, complaints flooded the zoning office, claiming the fence was illegal. Jack was ready. Thuff had every permit, every document, and the inspectors left with a shrug, saying, Looks good to us. Linda's crew didn't take it well. One morning, Jack found scratches on his half-built fence, deep gouges like someone had taken a key to it. Another day, his contractor got cornered by a group demanding he quit. Jack kept every scrap of evidence, sending it to his lawyer, building a case. The real turning point came one night when Jack's cameras caught something chilling. 3 figures, faces hidden under hoods, sneaking onto his property with crowbars, hammering at the fence like they were on a mission. Jack called the cops, heart pounding, but the vandals bolted before anyone arrived. The footage was crystal clear, though, and Jack wasn't letting it slide. The next morning, he woke to a nightmare. His car, parked in the driveway, was slathered in red paint. The word snob scrawled across his house. Emily cried. The kids were terrified, but Jack? He was furious, more determined than ever. He and his lawyer compiled everything: videos, threatening notes, even a creepy letter with a photo of Mia and Ethan playing, captioned, "We're watching." Linda, meanwhile, went full scorched earth, posting in her Save Our Shortcut Facebook group, spinning lies about Jack's fence blocking emergency vehicles, riling up her followers. She even staged a protest outside his house, a dozen people with signs shouting, "Keep Maple Lane free." Jack stood on his porch, arms crossed, staring them down, thinking, "You want to fight? Bring it." Jack's lawyer filed a countersuit against Linda and her so-called Maple Lane Coalition, charging them with harassment, defamation, and property damage. Linda tried to hit back, suing Jack for restricting public access, but her case was a house of cards. In court, Jack's evidence, videos, permits, surveys blew her claims out of the water. The judge wasn't having it, calling Linda's lawsuit frivolous and slapping her with a fine to cover Jack's damages, plus 100 hours of community service, picking up trash in the very neighborhood she'd stirred up. The city stepped in, too, putting up "No Through Traffic" signs on both ends of Maple Lane, killing the shortcut for good. Linda's empire crumbled. Her followers bailed, embarrassed, and within a year, she packed up and left, her SUV disappearing down the road. Jack's yard became his sanctuary again. He reseeded the grass, planted wildflowers along the fence, and turned it into a haven where Mia and Ethan could play, where Buddy could chase butterflies without a care. He threw a barbecue, inviting the neighbors who'd stuck by him, even the ones who'd apologized, like old Mrs. Carter, who brought a pecan pie and said, "You did right, Jack. We were fools." The neighborhood changed, quieter, safer, with kids biking again, property values climbing. Jack's fence, once a lightning rod, inspired others to spruce up their yards, set their boundaries. He even started a neighborhood watch, bringing folks together in a way Linda never could. Looking back, Jack says it wasn't just about the fence, it was about standing up when everything's against you, about protecting what's yours, not just for you, but for everyone who's ever felt pushed around. He'll tell you, with a wry smile, that the hardest fights teach you the most, that sometimes a fence isn't just wood and nails, it's a line in the sand. But here's the thing: what if Jack had given in? Would Linda's crew have stopped, or would they have pushed harder, taken more? Where's the line between community and entitlement? I want to hear from you. Drop a comment. Tell me what you think about Jack's fight, about neighbors like Linda, about standing your ground. Hit that like button, share this story, and let's get the conversation going. Until next time, stay true to your line in the sand.